Are you ready to have your website get found by the right people? Are you looking to rank at the top of Google so you get more traffic to your website? Are you ready to learn how to use SEO and content marketing to grow your organic traffic? If so, you are in the right place, my friend. Welcome to the Simple SEO Content Podcast, where I show you how to combine the power of SEO, search engine optimization, and content marketing to build your like, know, and trust factor with your audience, which allows you to get found by the right people and turn those visitors into buyers. No more frustration or confusion, and no more time wasted wondering if you're doing your SEO right. It's time to learn how to use SEO and content marketing to grow your business. All right, my friends, this is going to be a fairly quick episode of the Simple SEO Content Podcast. I'm your host, Rachel Lindhagen. Super glad you are here with me today. This is a very important session, even if it's a quick one. GA-4 is here. It's coming. It's practically here. GA-4 is Google Analytics 4. If you do not yet have GA-4 on your website, you have not yet set up Google Analytics 4, it is time. You need to log into your Google Analytics account. You need to pay attention to the banner at the top. It's going to walk you through the process. It's actually fairly easy. I was a little nervous. I'll be completely honest. I was a little nervous about how it was going to work and what it was going to do before I made the change for myself and for my clients. All you're going to do is go into your account, look for the banner at the top that tells you Universal Analytics UA is going away on June 30th, 2023, which, by the way, is like practically here. So you only have a couple more weeks to make this change and get set up. So go ahead and go in, choose for Google to go ahead and convert your current UA property to GA-4. GA-4 is actually really interesting. I did a bunch of research. I went through the super boring Google Analytics training on it. Their trainings are just painfully boring, but I went through it to understand. So the reason they're changing it, there's a couple different things, but they're changing and moving to GA-4 because we have a lot of changes coming from privacy changes and standards. So as you may know, or you may not know, third-party cookies are going away. We're only going to have first-party cookie data, meaning you're only going to really have information for what's happening on your website directly. So your analytics is going to be super important. Your third-party cookies, like your Facebook pixel and things like that, are going away. It's going to be really interesting to see how that continues to work. Facebook has made a lot of changes based on all the privacy changes that were coming out, especially with Apple iOS updates. So there's going to be a lot happening here in the next year or so with privacy settings and privacy changes. So GA-4 is in response to that, but it's also designed to help track our consumers across multiple channels. So as they're talking about, we know that consumers don't just choose one session, meaning they don't just come to your website and convert. They maybe read a blog post. Maybe they open your email on their phone. Maybe they read the blog post on the phone, but maybe they come over to your website before they buy. Or maybe they do research on their phone and they convert on the desktop. Google knows that. Our consumer behaviors have changed over the last few years. We have multi-devices. We are cross-channel. We're converting in different places. So Universal Analytics could not track that conversion across that consumer across different devices. GA-4 can try to. So if you have information where your user is always logged in, you can send that information to Google. You set it up in your settings in GA-4. If you don't have that, you have an option where Google can share the information with you if people are signed into their Google account. And most people are signed into their Google account if they're using Chrome as a browser, if they're using Gmail, and Chrome and Gmail are some of the largest market share. So you won't get the information for everybody, but you'll get a really good indication of the overall path. So this is going to be really good from a marketing perspective. We're going to have more data. The other thing that's really interesting and different about GA-4 is that it is allowing those businesses with websites and apps both to have all of their data in the same place. So the way it's been historically is your website data was in Universal Analytics and your app data was somewhere else in Firebase, I believe is what it's called. I don't have an app. I don't deal with app data, and I haven't for many years. But you had to go two different places to try to piece it together and see what was happening. And now they're going to be able to have that all in one Google Analytics 4 account. So for you as a small business owner with a single website, this is going to be a really easy transition. If you had a website, an Android app, and an Apple app or an iPhone app, then it would be a more complex setup because you'd have multiple streams of data coming into your account. So you're going to create your GA-4 property, go into Google, click the button. Google's also going to give you an option of keeping the events. So they're going to track events across your website to really understand how people are engaging with the content on your website. So Google's going to give you an option of setting up your events or of having them set them up based on what you had in your Universal Analytics account. So for most small business owners, you're going to be okay just to have Google go ahead and set up those events for you. What I want you to make sure you do is go one step further and set up your conversions. You're going to need to go into your admin section to do this. You're going to want to set up conversions so that you can track your opt-ins and your sales and your revenue by channel directly in Google Analytics. There is a way to go in and give a consumer value or a price value of your products and tie it to the URL that is the confirmation for the sale in Analytics. And I want you to do that. I want you to track your opt-ins so that you know if you're running opt-ins, you know where your traffic is coming from. You know what channel is working for you. If you have products that you're selling, I want you to set up the conversions. If you don't know how to do this or you're not comfortable trying to learn to do it yourself, it's okay. Hire somebody to do it for you. It's really important because your overall marketing picture is going to be painted in your analytics if you understand how to look at it. I teach my students how to set up their conversions and what all the numbers mean in analytics. If you've ever looked at your Google Analytics account and you've wondered what the heck everything meant and if any of it was of any importance and how you interpret it, I did actually write a blog post recently that's on the website that walks you through what those reports mean. So you can go over to etchedmarketing.com and find that blog post. It's going to give you some additional insights into what the reports mean and what data you should be tracking. If you have questions about it, DM me on Instagram at etchedmarketingacademy. Happy to answer questions if I can. I can't go super deep into your personal analytics, but if it's an easy, hey, what does this mean? I can probably help you with that. So this is your reminder. If you're not yet on Google Analytics 4, go ahead and make the move because Universal Analytics is going away June 30th, which means there will be no more data collected as of June 30th. So if you don't make the move to GA4, you will lose all of your marketing data moving forward, all of your website data. And you need your website data to make smart strategic marketing decisions. Your data tells you how your website is working. Is it performing the way that you want it to? Are your customers connecting with it the way that you need them to? So make sure you make that move and you get on Google Analytics 4. Stop putting it off. Don't be like me. I was putting it off too. I didn't want to do it either, but I did it. I made the move over in early April. Now it's going to track, GA4 is going to track moving forward. Your Universal Analytics will be your historical data. So you're going to need to have both. UA is going to go away. If you don't have any analytics on your website yet, go ahead and just set up Google Analytics 4. You don't have historical data to have in Universal Analytics. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Go ahead and just set it up and get analytics on your website. It's really, really, really important. All right. Thanks so much for joining me. I will see you right back here next week and go get Google Analytics 4 set up on your website right now. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye. That's all for today's episode of the Simple SEO Content Podcast. I want to thank you so much for joining me. make sure you visit my website, etchedmarketing.com, and visit the freebies tab. Right there, you're going to find the SEO Content Quick Start Guide along with the free SEO class. So you'll have everything you need to know to get started with SEO and content marketing. Then do me a favor, if you wouldn't mind, if you would do a rating and a review of this podcast on your favorite platform. That would really help spread the message, and I do greatly appreciate it. If you have any questions, you can always DM me on Instagram at Etched Marketing Academy, and I will see you right back here next week.